Hi all, welcome to my channel, welcome to my world. This is the world of Wayne. Today I'm going to be doing pack 10 of the Agora Models release, a build the No Time to Die DB5. Now if you remember in the last pack we had this almighty, look at it, bodywork for the vehicle. I'm guessing we're working more on that. I think we might be doing some of the headlining for this and stuff today. So I think we are building onto that. I'm just going to put this down gently on the floor. If you want to get this for yourself, I have put a link in the video description. I've also put a QR code on the screen. Also now, if you click on my link tree little link that I've got there, it's also in the video description. It will show every single link for every build that I'm doing on the channel. So be sure to check that out. But we're going to be starting with stage 76, I think it is today. So without further ado, let's get cracking. And here is stage 76 here. We're going to be starting the rear deck today. So let's get this open. And basically, this is how we're going to start. With the rear deck, we're just going to be pushing this box into place just onto this section here. So it's just a case of pushing in. Just like that. Now I've got some screws here which PS12, which are really tiny ones, and by the look of it I've got some DS06. I'm just going to bring up a soft cloth, put that down because I'm going to need to bring that bodywork up now, and then taking this is just going to be going into this position right there. Excellent. So it's going to be held in with some DS06 screws just in those two holes, and then a PS12 screw just in that hole there. So I'll get these in first. I am using oil because obviously I'm going into metal. And this one at the front here is a very tiny one. And with that in, that is all there is to do in that stage. Now stage 77 here, I'm going to be skipping over because there is actually not much to do in it. And I say not much, there's actually nothing to do in it. Let me take this out and show you why. We've got two tissue paper wrapped pieces, and these are the windscreen. So we've got this one here, and this has got the bullet effect on it, as you can see there. I'm not having mine like that, so I'm going to keep that to one side and show you what the clean one looks like. And that's there. But I can just put that to one side and move swiftly on to stage 78. 78 is in a box as well, and this one's got the frame, as you can see there. Let's just get this open. Also got some windscreen wipers and lots of screws. So, having a move around to some things here, we're going to be putting the window in first. So that's just going to be aligned with the main body. Get it the right way around, Wayne. There you go. And that sits in just like that. And then I've got the frame to put on, which goes into the holes that we've got actually into the bottom here. So there's 1, 2, there's 5 holes actually, 3, 4 and 5. So all of those are in. Then I'm just going to slot the top ones underneath like this, almost in. Perfect. So that's into position. And now I'm going to need 2 lots of screws. I need PS29s and PS21. Now once again I'm going to put the mat down because I need to turn this over. I don't want that windscreen falling out. So the PS21 screws are going to be going along the bottom here. So let's get them in first. Just need 3 of these, and I am supporting it with my finger just from the underside. You don't want to over tighten these. You're going into plastic, so if you over tighten them, you're going to round the screw. Perfect. So they're in. And then these PS29s, which I'm just dropping in a tiny bit of oil, are going into the 3 positions at the back here. Now there is 2 more of the PS21s to put in, I've just noticed. So I'm going to get them ready. because they're going into these side points just here on each side. So one here and just one on the other side. Perfect. Now that front windscreen is going absolutely nowhere. That's looking good. Now with the windscreen wipers, I've got right and left. This is the right one I've got in my hand here. That's going to be going into the point just there. It's going to be held from the other side with a PS39 screw. Perfect. Which means the left one is just going to go in there, again with a PS39 screw. Perfect. And with them in, that's all there is to do in that stage. Now in stage 79 here, we're going to be starting the roof liner. Let's get this open. We've got some tiny little clips to put in here. Now these clips are labelled, so we've got one with an R on. So the right one's going to go in this side, just like that, which means the left one is going in this side over here. They're held in from the other side with some PSO3 screws. These are extremely tiny screws. And then we've got some tinier versions of those, which again are labelled right and left. So the right one's going to go here. And then the left one just at the other side. Again, held in with those same PSO3 tiny screws. And I mean really tiny. Look, check that out. And with all of those in, that's all there is to do in that stage. Now stage 80, by the look of it, we've got the Sunvisors, and I've also got these reflectors here, looking like that. Now in these reflectors, they are labelled left and right. I've got some lenses to put in. The lenses are in this bag. So it's just a case of pushing these into here. So there's one. They look pretty cool actually. Do the same on the other one. Now this is the left one I've got here, so that's going to go on this side. Just in the position just there. It's held in from the other side with a PS03 screw, one of these tiny screws. There we go. So one in there, and then just one in this side. Perfect. So that's the lights in on that side there. I'm then going to be putting the visors in. Now the visors just go into this point here, and then they just clip into this section. Like that. Perfect. Do the same on the other side. Excellent. So we've got the visors on. And the last thing to do is just the rear view mirror here. Now we've got the stickiness for the reflective surface of the mirror. I'm going to be sticking that onto this black section here. Excellent. Let's peel off the protective film on that. I'm just going to be pushing that into position at the back here. Give that a polish. Excellent. So that's how that's looking, and obviously this tilts into whatever position we need it to be. Just going to open these DS01 screws up, put my mat down, because I'm about to put the headlining into the car. We want to make sure that this goes underneath this section here, so it sits in perfectly, just like this. So it's going to take 4 of these screws to put this into place. So I'll get all 4 of these in. The other screws here are just underneath the sun visor. And there we go. That's all 4 of those in place. And that is all there is to do in that stage. So in stage 81, we're going to be fitting the right rear window and trim. Let me just get this open. And once again, let me just show you this. We've got a clear piece, which I'm going to be using. Or if you want it to be fired up with bullet holes, we've got that version as well, looking just like that. Okay, so I am just going to put my mat down again, just so I can have this on the side here. You'll be able to see this on both of the cameras by the look of it. Put the window in from the top first. And then the bottom should clip in just like that. You want it so that it's fitting flat in here. There. That's good. Then we're going to be putting this in. Now we might need to be putting some PVA glue on this to keep this in. I'm just going to see how it fits. At the moment, it's fitting in quite well, so I don't think I'm going to need any PVA glue. Let's get that one in as well. No, I like that. I like how that's fit in there. So just giving that a check. There you go. Check that out. Excellent. Now that's all there is to do in that stage. So I'm going to bundle this with the next stage, which is stage 82. Once again, stage 82, we've got the bullet ridden glass and the normal glass. And this is going to go in exactly the same way. So put the tops in first and then clip the bottoms in. So that sits in there flat. And then I can just put the trim over the top. Now if I think that's going to need glue later on, I can put that in later on. It's not going to be a big deal. But for now, I don't really want to use glue on the side here. You definitely don't want to use super glue, just so you know, just PVA glue, because you're working near glass. If super glue goes anywhere near this, it's going to frost it up. But that is all there is to do in those two stages. Now in stage 83 here, I've got the right inside body panel. I'm going to get everything out because we are actually going to be attaching the doors now. So I'm going to be working on the right hand side door first, looking just like this. So get a cloth down. I want to take out one of these DS12 screws here. Get yourself a big chunky PH1 screwdriver and some oil. And I'm going to be driving this into this hinge here. I want to pre-drive this screw into here and get it as far down as you can possibly get it. Excellent. And just bring that back out again. Perfect. Bring the car over and I'm going to be putting the door into place on here. Just like that. And then I don't know if you could see it on the top camera. I'm now going to screw that into position just here. And you want this screw as tight as you can possibly get it. Excellent. So I now have a door in just like that. Opens. Perfect. So I'm just going to put that to one side and bring over this inner lining here. I also need this box, which is an air vent control. And that's just going to go into the keyhole pattern that I got here. There's also a locating lug, so it's going to direct where that actually fits. I need a PS05 should I say, screw, and I'm going to screw that in just from the other side here. I've got the ashtray. Gotta love an ashtray. That's just going to go into that position just there. And that's held in with a PS12 screw. This one is actually a really tiny screw. And then along this edge here, I'm going to be putting some trim, which I've got here. Making sure that goes in nice and straight. Excellent. And that's the trim panel on there. I've now got a bit of trim, which is going to go around this section here. This is just a push in. So that's on like that. Then once again, put my cloth down and then bringing the car over, I'm actually going to attach this and hopefully on the top camera you can see it's going to fit onto these lugs either side here. So I want to make sure this top panel is underneath the door sill there. They are saying you might find it easier to actually do that with the door open. And then I'm going to need some DSO2 screws, which I'm just opening here, to get these in each side here. So one there. And one down here. And there you go. That's that side of the door in place. Excellent. And that's all there is to do in that stage. So now that means in the last stage here, we're going to pretty much mirror exactly what we've just done, but for the other side. So put my mat down and get one of the flange screws. Once again, ensure that I've pre-screwed the hole here in as much as I can possibly get it. That's in perfectly there. Get that screw in. Perfect. Just check the door opens and closes okay. Excellent. I am just going to put some masking tape because I'll keep flipping this upside down and stuff. I don't want it to keep whizzing open. So I'm just going to keep that like that for now. Put that to one side. And once again, I've got another air vent control to put in place just down the bottom here. That's held in from the other side with a PSO5 screw. Once again, just in this bag here, I've got an ashtray and some trim. So let's put the ashtray in first. Excellent. Put the trim panel in. That's the trim panel in. Put the door sill on, making sure that's straight. I'll get these DSO2 screws open because once again, I'm going to bring the car back up and I'm going to be putting the panel in this side, making sure this goes underneath this section here. Once again, it might be worth just opening that door just so I can get that under. Excellent. Put the DSO2 screws in, just like last time. There you go. That's in that side. It's under there. Shut the door. I believe that's all there is to do in that stage. And that's all there is to do in that pack. That's looking pretty impressive, isn't it? Look, underneath. Excellent. 2 more packs to go. If you want to get this for yourself, it's available through Agora Models. Links in the video description, and there's also the QR code on the screen. But I really hope you liked that video. If you did, please remember to give me a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed already, please remember to subscribe. Other than that, take care.